Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, this is Nurse the Human, and welcome back to our Western Empire Rebels campaign. And you join us outside Alexandria, where naturally we're about to go smash down the gates. In fact, the gates are actually open, so we'll just walk in. 14 kills, yeah, simple enough for us. We will get on with that, massacre everybody, and that's a nice way to start off our day. The Great Pyramid and Sphinx of Giza, yes. Actually, there's only a couple of wonders left at this point of the game, isn't there? There's the Muslim Halicarnassus and the Great Pyramid of Giza. Sadly, they don't really have the effects they used to have on the original game, but it's still nice to have it, I suppose. So I'm just going to plonk you down here, sir. We're not going to march off immediately, but we'll build us a tower. That'll be, yes, lovely. At least give us a bit of vision moving forward. Good stuff. Now we've got ourselves a navy over here who are on our tail. Do have, though, these 3 ships. Obviously, the main force over here. They're heading up towards Antioch, which will be grand. I've got a spy on here as well, so we'll use him as we move forward. This guy, they will just see the lay of the land ahead of us. This force here from Alexandria, remember this is all one region on Barbarian invasion, is going to head over here, and then we'll see what else we can mop up with our forces. I'm assuming that Damartha, Nabatea, is back to just being... No, it's not actually, because this is Arabia over here. Nabatea is obviously this, but it's a bit bigger than I think it is in Rome Total War. Petra's region, Nabatea. Yeah, Arabian Fury is still actually the Eastern Empire rebels, which is something. We might actually just leave them with Arabia. That'd be nice. They can be a buffer state, sort of, between the edge of the map. Anyway, all things considered, we're in a good position. Alexandria has put a lot of money in their coffers, which is very nice indeed. Resistance is futile, of course, and I suppose for now, might as well put things up to very high tax rate. I should have done that myself. That's why you do it yourself, ladies and gents. Because otherwise that happens. We will get ourselves, just a couple basic defensive lads to go and hold the walls while we send the army moving ever forward. Glorious stuff. It's a good way to start. We've also got Cadonia over here. That'll be next turn, so I've landed on there. As you can tell, we're about a turn later than we were when we left last episode. Just marched up to the towns over here and over at Cadonia. Elsewhere, we obviously took Ankara at the end of last time. We do need to be wary of any assassins. I think this guy's already taken out one of theirs, so... yes, we're just going to hang around and see who we can deal with over here. A captain, not a very good chance on him, is there? Don't know why that captain is so strong. We'll go and see what there is over here at Tarsus. Not an awful lot. We'll just continue moving in this direction. We could probably do... ooh, yes, chopping the head off 1 or 2 of those lads. That will be marvellous. We'll just head over here. We can see what's coming from Caesarea and from Tarsus towards Ankara. I don't think we need to worry too much. Hopefully, forces between Cadonia and Athens were to take out Ephesus, but just don't like they're getting a few troops there, though certainly it's a few scraps. So we'll just have to be careful before we get onto that. As for our fleets, they are in trouble. Yeah, this guy's in big trouble. Let's just go and attack this guy. Oh, good. This is a weak fleet. We can take them out. This guy can get back to port. Right, get in there, sir. Get in the port of Athens and get yourself healed up. Okay, you can see here we've got ourselves the ballista chariots who are starting to converge on Thessalonica, which is where I'm sending them right now. So I'm just going to get a couple more sorted out in the towns here. Might as well get them all lined up. 2 more in each of those. Of course, we already have some of them heading out from Rome and Ravenna. I think we've got 1 more coming from each. That's probably fine, isn't it? I think so. I think that'll be grand. So things are looking pretty good, all things considered. We obviously last time also went and dealt a few blows over here. We took Sirmium, put Aquincum under siege. We're just going to let that one slowly siege out. We don't need this army for anything else right now. They can just sit around. And then they become the border force. We won't need to send this army eastward as we go forward. We will keep an close eye on the Lombardi because they might turn on us yet. Hopefully we don't need to worry about any of those lads. Otherwise, the Empire's pretty chilled out right now. Oh, some rebels need to go take out at some point. And otherwise we don't actually have rebellions in Spain, which is a bit of a difference to normal. Things looking very nice indeed. And Londinium is actually green. It's happy. I can afford yearly games. Get some city plumbing. Probably need it. Actually, no. To hell with that. We'll just get a monastery. Monastery will be absolutely fine. They can work it out themselves. Definitely need a bit of infrastructure work going on in these towns then. We finally have ourselves enough happiness here as well. Let's get the church and we'll try and finally start the economy by getting rid of all of these unnecessary games. But they have been pretty much necessary throughout this game. I think they're happy because we just captured a Wonder, and yeah, that is almost certainly what's just happening. So Wonder's 20%, and we're not going to be able to catch that up. But we can at least, yeah, we can at least afford to do a bit of upgrades in the short term. And that may just help us out when it comes to, yeah, that might just help us out when it comes to the Wonder's effect wearing off. So Burgundy Eyes are no longer really a threat. We obviously have a few units over here, not a huge amount. I think essentially we have enough to go and deal with any problems that come along. Can't actually retrain the Scutario over here, which is a bit of a shame. So they might as well head over to Vicus Saxonis, where I think we can. Yes, indeed we can. So we'll get them retrained over there. We'll send these chaps over here, and you can retrain one over there. Perfect. I think we're pretty safe in that part of the world. So today then, ladies and gents, today we are planning to smash through the Eastern Empire. I think we've already done some big work, but we're going to finish off breaking their back today. So Alexandria has fallen. Antioch is next. That is the next big city we are aiming for. Obviously, with Constantinople taken and Alexandria, that's really their third major city in terms of, well, just what I think of as their key settlements. These guys are obviously quite important as well, so we've got to snipe them all off. I think we'll be absolutely fine. Oh wow, faction leader died, Basiliscus Mammalus, and who is he? Ah, that faction leader. That means that the pagan territory up here has finally finished its course. Well, in that case, better go straight to daily games, and I don't know what we can do with you actually. We're going to have a few problems with this. I'll tell you what, I'm going to get a couple archers before we smash up the temple, but I think we're going to need to sort that out. The Goths are people in flight. They lost the battle, and that's not good. Not good at all. I wasn't hoping that would happen at all, because now we've got to deal potentially with the Goths. Right, well, looks like we're going to have to deal with them in time. So, I'll tell you what, we've already spent all our money, haven't we? Of course we have. You, join that force, head over towards Tarentum, and do we have any boats around here whatsoever? Not really. All the western ships basically got destroyed, didn't they? Okay, Salona, we can't afford any boats, 600 on for a boat. Okay, well, we're going to smash up Cadonia very, very soon, so let's not worry about that. New faction leader, Secundus the Builder, of course. We actually do have ourselves 2 emperors these days, and we're going to continue with it, apparently, even though that was from the old empire. But anyway, Secundus the Builder, he's a lovely, lovely chap. He is a very worthy general and a worthy emperor, so he'll look after the west, I guess. We've got Carthage as our western capital, I suppose. Sod Rome and all of that jazz. He's actually doing a pretty good job over here. If I can actually click on the city. Nope, the game's decided to bug out. Bit of a shame that. So with that, our last pagan general has gone. We obviously gave him the honourable title of sitting in Denmark and just withering away slowly. But you know what? It's a happy place, Denmark. It always comes out top on the happiest places to live, doesn't it? So I'm sure you had a lovely time, but it's time for paganism there to finally end. We'll take up this ship. That is sunk. Good news. You head over to the port over there. Magnificent stuff. We don't need your games anymore. You are a bit more chilled. So on to yearly, please. Lovely stuff. And yeah, Cadonia. So send the onagers on because they weren't actually there before. Lovely stuff. We will simply head in then. Clear victory for us. No worries about any of that nonsense. Once again, we will exterminate what lies before us. Burn it to the ground, ladies and gents. So we will get that built. Are we pagan? We are indeed. That's a bit of a shame because we might struggle to convert without general here. For the short term, we will leave it because I do need to get someone over here. So, actually, the chap over at Syracuse, you are very much a conversion chap. So I tell you what, you get on the boat and we'll head you in this direction. We just need to make sure we clear off any ships. So we need to be careful about that. We do have these ships over here, which of course were the ones that were just delivering the guys to Cadonia. So if we get ships out here, we get one more of those just so we get it out nice and quick. I think we'll be in a good place. We didn't really lose anything in that battle, did we? Just a few committed tenses. So we'll get those retrained. We will get a couple of Scutiarii built up so that we are ready to head up to Ephesus. But it looks like we might need some troops because they are getting more troops out of there turn by turn. So Sigavoltus the Mean, He will thus need to go and sort out a couple units for that assault. So we'll go and do that for now. Don't think I need any first cohorts for that nonsense. I think we'll be absolutely fine. Will, though, keep the spy over in this part of the world. So you head in there, make sure we know what's going on. This Christian, that is good. And yeah, a lot of very weak units over here. Shouldn't be too much of a problem. But it's probably time to start sending these guys westwards. So we'll get a couple of units out of here. Run out of money, so some federati will be fine. You said, what have you got? Well, how is the town going to be if I just put us on daily games of races? They're happy enough for us just to march on. Good. Good news indeed. Then you sir, come and join them. As for the assassin, he's going to go lop the head off Cornelius Herdonius. Did he fail? He succeeded. Good news. One less Eastern Roman. Good news. So that makes that town a little bit easier to deal with. We'll get him wander over to old Antioch. There is actually another guy right here. Asparagus Captio, which is not his name, but I'm going to stick with it anyway. Okay, that's good. Let's get you standing around about here. You can see those 3 cities. That is the major thing of importance for us right now. So Petra, fairly empty. Jerusalem, Philadelphia, Sidon, fairly empty. Good. We're in a pretty good spot then, I think, all things considered. We can get these guys moving around. Now, probably best if we just get this guy heading up first as a bit of a scout. Yeah, there's a ship there. That's the one we took out in the end turn, actually, isn't it? So we'll just get these guys dealt with. One of you, can any of you reach them? Good. They're not completely cleared out, but they're nearly done. Perfect. This fleet is fairly safe, I reckon. There's any more big fleets around here. Just the odd unit in our way. As for this army, we can immediately move out of the city here. And I reckon we'll be okay. I'm just going to leave a watchtower. Oh, I don't have money for it. Okay, but I'm not going to leave a watchtower then. We're just going to plod off in that direction. Alexandria will be fairly relaxed for the time being because we just killed enough people for them to be chill. And we'll start heading in this direction. I'm going to leave Petra to start with. It's not that important. But we're going to take out Jerusalem. Much more likely to have their... yeah, in terms of their troops, it's a huge city. It's always going to be a lot better. Philadelphia was quite small from what I recall when I played. Sidon is fine, yeah. So they're all quite well developed in the east, of course, which does mean they're potentially more dangerous. But we haven't really seen much of that danger just yet, have we? Right, well, as our troops continue to kind of descend, a chariot army descends on here, on Thessalonica, maybe their job would be to take up the Goths. I don't know. We'll see about that in time. We'll see if that's the way that it goes. Of course, Rome had a plague, so some of the troops are slightly damaged. You can, though, turn up the tax rate as a result of that. That's all very good news indeed. We'll just have a quick check what's going on in this part of the world. Yeah, look, they're already miserable. We'll go back to daily games then, shall we? Something like that. It's annoying when you got the hippodrome because you then start having to cycle for about 6 options. Ridiculous. There we are. We'll get some archers whilst we have the opportunity. To be honest, we might well just take more damage as a result. So maybe we won't. Maybe we won't bother with any of that. Let's just smash up the temple now. It's not worth it for a couple turns of those lads. Right, get the Christian temple built. You, sir, can you get into that region happily? You can. And you, sir, can you also just hang out that side of the border? Actually, that'll be absolutely fine. We'll convert this nice and quick, I think, with these 2 guys here. Games being held. Okay, for some reason that's now affecting paganism and not anything else. I don't know what's happening. But we've got enough conversion going on here where it should be absolutely fine. Looks like the Gothic Horde are heading north, and that's good news for us because even if they attack Carnuntum, we've got this army here ready to go and counter, of course. If they want to head into all of this territory over here, that's grand because they're not going to create a horde themselves. They'll just settle down. We'll have a load of weak barbarians in rubbish towns. That's really what we're looking for. So for us, that's a pretty good result, actually, assuming that's the way they go. Hordes can be a little bit random. But if it means we don't have to take them all out of our chariots, then I guess there's some disappointment in that, but we're going to find something for the chariot army to do. Either way, ladies and gents, I wouldn't worry about any of that old nonsense. So I'm going to get ourselves a trireme over here, just to make sure they can hop over the sea. and we should be absolutely fine to get on with that. As for these ships over here, yeah, they seem to have been pulled over towards Crete. So if that's what they want to do, we're going to take them out. That will be grand. And obviously we have a few ships left in Athens as well. Now, as for what I want to... Oh, interesting. Little force sneaking around there. Maybe we'll send you over here first. Go and deal with them. They're not happy about it. That's fine. If they want to sneak around, we'll go that way and deal with you now, sir. Works very much in my favour. I'll go for monthly games at the moment. That'll chill that place out. Yeah, I reckon it's going to be sensible then for Phalans. Maybe it's a job for you, whoever you are. I haven't even noticed you were here. Yeah, maybe a job for you to go and hop across over to Ephesus. So, I'm going to grab some forces for you. I reckon... Actually, what do we have in Cadonia? We have 3 infantry, 3 archers, some other stuff and things. Okay. Maybe we'll get ourselves... Yeah, we'll take the spearmen. We could do with some spearmen. I think that'll be fine. So you said, take some of your troops out over there. Start heading over. Bring your stuff over to Cadonia. Should we be taking these guys out? We can't actually reach them, so know what? We'll get everyone together. Actually, that's probably the better plan. Sit outside Cadonia. They can attack us if they want. They might just get this one... Yeah, this ship that needs retraining back into port. We'll get that one retrained. As for retraining here, I don't know what we were actually retraining, but I'll focus on some of the better, more important units first. So, you know what? Archers will be good. And we're getting the Plumbetari in. Lovely stuff. Right. Well, next time then we can head over to Ephesus and we'll go deal with that little problem. Got the honour just to crack it down, so that's good. Come to senses, I'm going to hang around in Athens, and slowly, the carriage ballista are coming together. Oh, that's very fun indeed. We also have Campus Chatty under siege this turn, so best we go and relieve that. Sent a few cavalry over from Vicus Saxonis. Can't afford too much right now because they're a bit unhappy as we try and convert them. So these 3 units will have to do the job. Honestly though, these guys are pretty battered right now. All of the battered remains of last time and just a few extra new units. A couple of generals though, got to be careful, especially as we're lacking our generals in these cities right now. So yeah, no AI control please, let me have it all. Plenty in the city, let's hit him. Even for onagers using flaming bolts, this is one of the worst performances I've ever seen. It is catastrophically awful work here. Nonetheless, hopefully we'll be able to kill a couple of men. But a little bit annoying, to be honest with you, because this is frankly pathetic, even for an onager and Rome total war. Seem to be coming in now. The horse archers have seemed to have evoked some sort of reaction out of them, so that's good, I suppose, but I don't really know where we're going with the horse archers at this point. Just behind. Just run behind the lines, lads. Just run behind the lines at this point. Hopefully they're just about in javelin range. They actually do look like they are in javelin range. Here it comes, all into their backs. Mostly a bit short. Actually, it's mostly arrows rather than javelins. But can't really argue with it too much. So just get a load of archers out onto one flank over there. See what we can do with them. They've got a couple of warlords and some barbarian nobles. So we can't really rely on overwhelming force of cavalry. We will be able to see that we can get a few shots in at them. Their archers are idle right now rather than in range, so our archers are just going to get a little shot in as they try to pull away. But otherwise it's just going to be a bit of a tease fest with my horse archers, is it? Looks like that's what's going to happen. Alright, continue the teasing. Time to make our move. They are retreating. Infantry, get yourselves charging forward. Cavalry, get yourself forward. Get on those cavalry. Just see what damage we can do. They are right at the edge of the map at this point, but that's absolutely fine. We will see what, if anything, we can get. Shoot the general. I don't think we're going to be able to capture him at all, are we? No, we're not. But Barbarian Noble Cav, we will be able to catch. And the Hippos, well, they're going to get themselves quite badly injured against these nobles. They should, at the very least, be able to hold them up. There we go. There we go. But they are broken. But sadly, we're not going to chop them down. Just shoot them. Just shoot them. See what we can do. And I think it's just the odd victory here or there. It was a bit of an awkward skirmish, but at the end of the day, it just kicks them out and we've got minimal losses. So can't really argue with any of that nonsense. We'll keep the cav in here for the moment. Could do with a bit of retraining. And frankly, I reckon we need a bit of, yeah, just foederati, a bit of extra infantry, just in case. Make sure we're better hold the town with all of that loveliness. And over here, we are slowly converting. Time, I reckon, to end our turn. Death stalks the land in Mediolanum, but luckily there's no one there. It doesn't really matter all that much. Bit of an economic hit. Yeah, the Goths have arrived now at Carnuntum. They often do come along here, and they might well decide that they want to attack. Honestly, I reckon it's probably a good idea, if nothing else, to at least get an extra unit of infantry. I can do a decent job holding them off a bit, but I don't have any archers at the moment. Magnentius Voconius has got himself married. Oh, he's incredibly loyal, isn't he? Eagle Taker, all that lovely stuff. Ah, Bosphor and Mercenaries. I love these lads. Nice, heavy chaps. Give them around good stamina, all of that gorgeousness. So we'll just attack you. We'll attack you, and then we'll start picking them off. Lovely. We'll head into those guys momentarily. Just make sure we've got ourselves set for this turn then. A load of churches and academies built. That's to try and stave off the unhappiness, but quite frankly, it is just that. It's staving it off, isn't it? Okay, Quincam slowly going down. Let's not worry about that right now. Let's worry instead about the fleet over here near Antioch. Okay, so get us onto the road there and walk us over to Antioch. Oh, that is a delicious target. Let's get the fleet into theirs. It looks like we're big enough to win that, so we might as well head in and see if we can win our naval victories whilst we have some level of supremacy. So you guys hang out over there, continue to blockade with that little trireme, and as for all of this nonsense, just stand on the port for now. We can always head into the towns next time. Just move one further down. Can you see Petra yet? Petra. Not perfect, but at the moment we can see most of what we need to. So if you head towards Philadelphia, that'd be grand. We could possibly head around here and potentially see more in this direction as well. Doesn't look like there's anything. We'll head back north next turn. Okay, we have ourselves our assassin. They do have an assassin wandering around, so I wouldn't mind taking him out. Might make more sense. Just head back over here. Ah, the faction leaders moved out of Antioch. That was a sensible decision, sir. Very sensible indeed. But your friends are going to get their heads lopped off in the meantime. So that's all going very well to plan. Alexandria is just about chilled out. We'll just turn down the tax rate preemptively. Marvellous. And over here, unsurprisingly, they've sent in a few ships. We should be able to win this, but I will get another boat in just to help us out. Clear out the ships. Get rid of both of those. Grab the army. Who's the weakest unit? To be honest, I'd rather take some experience, lads. We'll send you there. How is Cattonia doing? Low tax rate will be absolutely fine. And we'll send you... Honestly, we'll just send you here for now. We can get you across to Ephesus safely. We should be able to win any battle against these guys, unless they bring every single ship. I mean, there's some scraps around, but I don't think they've got enough at this point. We should be absolutely fine. As for our lovely chariots, well, time for them to head across the border. And over towards Thessalonica, we have ourselves, almost a full stack, actually. Almost a full stack of chariots. I think we've got everything we want. These chaps, actually, you might as well head over to Carnuntum. It'd be nice to have an extra unit up in that direction. We'll be absolutely fine. Capus Chatti, Frisi and Saxonians are awkward as ever. They're just about relaxed at this point. Maybe, though, we need a new general here. Yeah, the old chap in Vicus Franchi passed away. So that has started to cause us a few problems over here. We've got a very old generation in this part of the world. I'm going to have to start replacing them. We don't have an awful lot right now, though. We do have a new chap over here. Okay, cowers behind walls. That's a bit harsh. He's only 17. I mean, he's had to deal with a single siege in his life. Oh well. You know what? Actually, there are some rebels down here. I could send him to go take them on. He's a bit gloomy. Maybe he'll shake out of his gloom with a good bit of bloodlust. Who knows how this all works, ladies and gents? Who knows? Yeah, we're getting a few problems with public order again. It's a bit of a shame. The wonder is wearing off. But if it gave us a few extra turns of money, I suppose that's something. Right, straight into the next couple armies then. We have Captain Prometheus over here. Just some archers, consensus, blah, blah, blah. Nothing interesting. And the general in beside. Ah, yes. The utterly disgraced but loyal man. Well, I would suppose... if you have been utterly disgraced, you might then try and at least show loyalty. That's something. But I do love his little name there, Gratianus Infortunatus. Informatus. It doesn't matter, he's going to be dead soon anyway. Let's go. For some unbeknown reason, the archers have charged straight at us, which is hilariously stupid. They're going to get drowned in arrows, and obviously they are also getting shot. We get the onagers to aim for those committances, please. You might overshoot and hit someone else, but I'm sure in general we'll be just fine. Archers are shooting down their archers. We've also got the ballista chariots on them, which is just hilarious good fun. So we'll just let the onagers do their work from a distance here. These are the heavy lads. They've also got 3 experience. They should be a bit better than the last ones, but you never know really, do you? Hopefully at some point we'll start doing some lovely splatting. There we go, that's what we're looking for. General here, just walking out of range. It's going to land a bit behind, I think, isn't it? Oh, yep, indeed it did. Indeed it did. But if you can, sir, just aim for the general. That will be ideal. And you aim for the other general. We'll just start splatting them. I love it when they have no idea what to do other than just stand here and take the flaming bolt. Well, that was an amazing shot because it only actually killed the general, that particular one. But that's good. That's one more family member down. We'll continue to shoot. Splat, splat, splat. Def, def, def. Yeah, these guys are definitely better than the last ones. They're a bit inaccurate, but certainly some nice heavy onagers, 3 or 4 experience. This is how you do it, ladies and gents. We'll get them up to like 9 experience at some point. You'll see they'll be brilliant at aiming then. They really have very little choice, do they? They just have to come towards the ballista chariots. But it's not a fun game to play, to be honest. I think it's a fun game, mind you. So it's all well and good, but they're now in archer range, which really isn't going to suit them all that much at all. So they might want to reload, but they are very much panicking already. Turn to fire, actually. That would be beautiful. From here, we will make sure we clear them out pretty much as soon as they arrive at our front line here. In fact, javelins are going to start coming in as well, which is just magnificent. Okay, ballista chariots, don't get in the wrong position here. We'll just make sure we mop them up. At this point then, it's time just to send everyone forward and just cause utter mayhem. Woohoo! Ballista chariots, you come out to that wing over there. Do make sure you remember to actually, you know, run away when the time comes. We'll, yeah, actually, guys, if you could... Oof! They've got themselves shot badly there. Well done. They always get themselves killed, don't they? They find a way, even when the archers only can get one particular round off, they still find a way to die. Right, chariots. You stop. Often what happens, though, is that they recover because they get shot down by missiles most of the time. So that will be this army mopped up. See if you can get on top of those guys as quick as possible, but we only get about 10 seconds to mop up the dead. So 35 remaining, that's fine. Gratiatus Unfortunatus has been killed. That is a big shame for him. Now, victory and glory indeed. We'll just go over to Sinope then, since that's the one that's now open to being attacked. We'll not worry about Ephesus for now. And it's probably time once again to end our turn. Well, the assassins just tries to lop her head off. I don't think he succeeded, but this particular ship will get cleared off. On the plus side, it means that that's one less ship who can join together. Oh, Antioch's just got full of units. Well, that's interesting, isn't it? We could go and take on a big force in Antioch, but I don't think that's going to be my most sensible plan. They have, though, got a general out here. He is standing outside. Oh, that is absolutely perfect. Gothago Nova is now also plagued, which is brilliant. Goths and the Western... Oh, they went and did it. Why did they do... Oh. What did they do? Did they... What? Did that say Eastern Empire? Definitely said Western Empire. Okay, but what did they do? Did they just poke me and then run away? I didn't really see what just happened, but apparently we're now at war. I don't really understand why. Oh, well, we do have a spy over here. Get a little nosy in on these chaps. What do they have? Just utter trash. There's no experience or any kind of... yeah, there's no extra armour or anything like that. I'm not sure. I know in the game programs there are things that kind of describe what the armies will basically be set up of when they horde. But I'm pretty certain if you have yourself things like blacksmith armories that it should have an impact. But maybe it doesn't, because I'd imagine that at the very least they would have had a blacksmith. But perhaps that is not the case. Nonetheless, we're going to continue besieging Aquincum. They've got more lads floating around the border, but frankly I don't see what they're going to be able to do here. So let's not worry about any of that. But we do have problems at Vicus Saxonis, don't we? Really do. I'm going to send you back over here, but Capus Frisi doesn't like it either. No, I can't afford to do that. cannot afford it whatsoever. Yeah, we need some good generals over here. There's a good young chap over here in Massilia. He's actually now factionaire. Oh, good old Potius. He's very young, but he's got a load of lovely stats. So we're going to send you over to that part of the way. I'll tell you what, actually. Maybe you can go get some experience en route against this guy over here. Although, how much is in that force? Not a lot. Okay, a bit of support, Cav, and you might be able to do that. Maybe, Leo. Yeah, maybe we can send a couple generals to go do that job. Don't know. Might be a bit silly, to be fair. Might be better off just sending him straight up. You know what? I think it's quite immediate. We're going to send him straight up for the moment. Don't know about Massilia. That doesn't really need a general in it. It's fairly chilled, mainly because it is the capital. So it doesn't have any of those negatives attached to it. Okay, so apparently we're at war with the Goths. That was, I would say inevitable, but it really wasn't inevitable. It really didn't need to happen whatsoever. So, we have Jerusalem under siege. Let's have a quick nosy at what they have in there. Because we have 3 oranges, a bit 1 heavy. 3 first cohorts. They could be tricky. We have 2 of our own. But yeah, we could lose a bit taking them on. So that's an intriguing one. What's more fun, though, what's definitely more fun is over here in Antioch. So let's just clear off what we can to start with. So we'll get our fleet over here. That'll be absolutely fine. We should be able to win that. Clear those off. They've gone in all sorts of directions. You're the one who's in trouble. Ooh, a few agents and some troops. Okay. Don't think they're going to be able to cause us any problems over in Alexandria. We have 2 units. 2 units is enough, sort of. Sort of. I'm sure it'll be absolutely fine. Okay, Antioch it is. Antioch it is. Quintus Sutorius over here. Actually, we have an assassin. We do have an assassin. Can we get there, though? I'm not sure we can. That's a diplomat. What's in the town itself? 67%. Go for it. Is he gone? He missed the target. That's unfortunate. That'd be 1 less general to take out in this battle. But you know what? I don't really mind. We have this guy over here then. So, as for Quintus, I'm comfortable near Easterners. Oh, filth. Calm, trusty, pagan, blah, 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 blah. So he's a filthy pagan. We need to take him out. Fine. Asparis Capito over here. Doesn't look particularly interesting. Doubts the gods -1, but that's +1 over there. So these guys are clearly... I don't think you get this unless you lose a battle, to be honest. So... yeah, they've obviously not done too great, these 2 guys. This army is mostly peasants. Mostly peasants. They're not going to have fun against us. Okay, let's head in. This is a big one outside Antioch. I don't think we'll clear out the whole force, the whole city. Because obviously the game just ends the moment, or the battle ends the moment I have victory. So they won't be able to mop all of me up. But pretty much we'll be able to walk in here. It is 2-to-1 ratio. I think it's going to be much simpler than that. Let's go. Naturally, I've given myself quite a lot of distance between us and Antioch, which is a little bit small over there, but well, it is there in the distance. I don't want to attack this guy quickly, because if I do, these guys might decide not to come in. Although I will just go and send a ballista just to go and give them a poke now that they've properly entered the battlefield. Might as well go and do a bit of that. You guys go into flaming bolts as soon as you can. So, start shooting in at him as soon as we can, just to see if we can have a bit of fun with our lovely ballista bolts. We always can, so you might as well go and do that, see if they want to come in at us at any point. They get themselves slowly shot away, and that works very well for us. Archers are gradually coming into play, but if we can pretty much chop down that guy before it begins, that will be perfect. Lovely. We are so close to hitting this guy. It's actually ridiculous. Look at that, I missed him by about half an inch. Magnificent stuff. Right, time I think to start pulling back. I'm sure we can get a shot in. Oh, archers are shooting. No! Oh, we lost some ballista like every single time. So deeply sad. Okay, we're just going to hang these guys out over here and wait for them to come forward to us. The general is largely being shot down by the ballista at this point. I'd say that's just about worth it, but yeah, annoying as ever with the ballistas. But we're going to start shooting them with all of these guys. Not really worth it, lads. I'd probably suggest it's not worth you wasting your ammo on those chaps. No, it's not. So what we'll do, we'll go and get our lovely horse archers to run forward and go and make sure they're dealt with. We have just moved a little bit closer to their line now, so hopefully we can get some better shots in. Most importantly, though, we're going to start to stop using this ballista and just start actually getting these archers cleared off with our cavalry. That's going to pull them into action just a little bit, but we might as well keep them all busy and, well, smashed with our lovely, lovely cav. So that's going to hit them. Yep, the onagers are doing some good work now Love it. Please don't actually shoot our men. That will definitely please me if you don't hit our own men within the lovely fire. Good news. So the javelins haven't done too much there. A few more peasants have been burnt to death. That's what we like to see. And yeah, these cav can just start to come over here. They're getting pulled into action now, and I don't think that's particularly good for any of them, is it? No, it's not. So aim for about the middle unit here, and hopefully you'll just hit whatever cluster you hit. I think the original general, this one here, is the one that got killed by the looks of it. Yeah, the one we were shooting with the ballista earlier is the one that got hit by the onager. So that means he's gone. I need to worry about good old Quintus. Yeah, that was the original general and not the other one. I reckon we'll be absolutely fine. So the Plumbertari are sort of hanging around over there. Our guys are starting to get themselves in trouble. So if you now, Ballista, just pull yourself out of there, that'll be grand. Just put yourself away. You're about to get javelins. I just missed that you're in range there, because normally the range is not that good, or it doesn't feel like it's that good when you're trying to throw them anyway. So I won't worry about that. Put ourselves out. Archers are now in range, and that is not good for any of their troops, is it? Not at all. Okay. I'll tell you what, cavalry, if you can get yourself way back, that would be quite nice, actually. In fact, no, just one of you. Just one of you. If you pull all the way out, you might be able to at least mop up whatever starts fleeing. We can do this nice and slowly. This is good, because you want to mop up as many of these lads as possible. So into these archers with these two cav, we'll just keep them all dancing and distracted. They seem to be very distracted by this guy moving out to this flank, which seems unnecessary, to be honest. These archers really shouldn't have gone that far. It seems to very much confuse these Limitani. Those archers are in trouble, so we don't need to send the cav straight into them. But actually, I will start charging in at this point. Archers, just hold back for a moment and stop what you're doing. Just make sure we don't hit our own men with the arrows. And pull out of there. Arrows back on. Start shooting them down. General is after the horse archers, so they need to go on to skirmish, and we'll just charge him down. Get on top of that general. Sarmatians will do the job very nicely there. I reckon they will be absolutely fine. Go after the Limitani. They will not be a problem. Heavy bodyguards down to 15, 14. He is surrounded. He is not happy, and I reckon we're in a good place at this point. So you guys, what have we got? Plumbertari. You get after that. General's gone as well. That's both the generals being taken out. No need to worry about any lack of yeah, no need to worry about the lack of, what you call it, assassin success. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, we've largely killed this army, actually. We're in a pretty good position. They've got peasants and Plumbertari back there. We need to try and find a way of mopping up all of these guys without getting, without letting them get away, which means we need to keep one unit not routing for as long as possible. Right, all infantry, start heading forward. All infantry can just charge in. I'll just pick a different unit for you. All Palatina in on them. This guy in on that bodyguard. You in on them. You charge at those guys. Something like that. That'll be absolutely fine. You turn and hit those peasants. They'll be cleared out before you even know it. And as for the cav, they need to get over here as well. This is good. If we have one unit in the middle over here who's not involved, then there's a good chance that we'll be able to mop up pretty much them all to the last man. That's really what we're looking for here today. So, charging into those peasants. Lovely, get in there. Cavalry have them in trouble. Plumbertari are closing in, but we'll get the charge in first. We'll pull out immediately. We'll just try and make sure that I don't have to worry about any of that nonsense. Okay, General, go back and hit those peasants. They're going to escape. They've escaped. That was the entire point. Oh well, I can't control every corner of this map at once. General, get yourself over here. And yeah, you chaps go and do that. I'm just going to get into this Plumbertari now. No need to worry about any of that nonsense. And you, sir, are about the only unit who isn't routing. So I don't want you to actually get away, but I don't want you to rout either. There's actually one that's not routing over there. So we'll just pull out of that. See what we can do. We'll just try and hold you up for as long as possible. These peasants over here are absolutely fine. That's my cav. Get the cav out of there. Don't worry about them. We'll just leave them alone and we'll let these guys mop everyone else up. So get in on it. We should pretty much clear them out to the last here. I reckon we're in a good position to do that. So if the infantry start running at these guys, they're not going to be happy. Good, good, good. General in on those guys. You actually in on those. Although, no, I think the horse archers got them in time anyway. So this unit of infantry here is one of the few that's not going. And what about the one over there? They're a bit surrounded. No, they've broken. They've broken. Get them now. Get them right now. Horse archers, do not worry about any of that nonsense. We want to take out almost every single unit here on the field. That's what we are looking for. Catholic priests, get in there and do your job. Yes, the power of Christ compels you. The power of Christ compels you to flee back to Antioch, to your doom. Lovely stuff. And that unit over here, we're going to turn around and mop them up. Mop them up, because we will clear them out here with this lovely, lovely charge. That's going to do a good bit of work. In fact, we might as well just get onto these guys, because we're going to very quickly have the better end. Should just be peasants that have got away, I reckon. I think everyone else is pretty much entirely gone. Okay, 200 remain. That is a good, powerful victory for us. Almost nothing lost, apart from, obviously, the ballistas, of which 4 of them we've managed to heal. Okay, lovely stuff. Oranges killed about 200 between them. So, to be honest, not a bad return at all. Not a bad return. Victory and glory outside Antioch. And with that, we are ready to march into an empty town. Honestly, I'm happy just to auto-resolve at that point. We've done the hard work. Antioch is gone. Victory and glory. Rome has conquered, as you do indeed say, sir. And, oof, yeah, they're in big trouble now. They are in big trouble because we're about to land at Ephesus as well. There's not a lot that they can do about any of this nonsense. Fortunately, they've got a turn. That is less than ideal. But, oh well, it's fine. I don't think they can do an awful lot to stop us at this point. Should have sent the general off first there. I was a bit foolish, a bit hasty. Oh, they've got forts near the border. I am not interested in taking your land at all. So I won't worry about any of that nonsense. We'll see what the Goths do in the coming turns. But things are... yeah, things are getting bowled over here in the east. Our army, we don't have a lot of armies, but what we have are all such high quality they just cannot lay a finger on us. Sinop does look awfully vulnerable right now, so I think it's time just to head straight into here. Just the general and a couple of units of infantry. Should be easy pickings. Quite why these hippos decide they're going to stand right here when clearly their friends have already been squashed by the walls, I don't know. They are true heroes of their faction. They're also truly quite dead. So we'll shoot down that tower and I'll obviously start getting ourselves in towards these hippos. To be honest, we probably could hit a lovely, lovely flaming bolt on them, but I'm not sure it's really worth bothering with at this point. For some reason the generals decide to come forward at this point where all the committenses in the world are currently here. So all of you just start actually attacking him and we'll just throw some javelins in from behind. Be marvellous. Come on, lads, get on with it. They're just going to run in because they don't like listening to my instructions. Okay, that's all fine as well. Unsurprisingly, then, if they're going to take us all on, they're going to get themselves killed. Didn't even need the Palatina in the end. No, we didn't. Archers! Run away! Where did these guys come from? I don't know. But it's fine. Legio Lanciari, you're right there. Oranges. Can you shoot at them? They're probably a little bit close for you, aren't they? Okay, we are trying to pin these guys down. Yeah, we've got them. Infantry charge into the Lanciari at this point. Then they have got themselves surrounded. I do like the look of the Lanciari. They are like their sort of is it supposed to be chainmail? I don't even know what it's supposed to be. Anyway, it's not. Okay, stop now, lads. Stop now. Did we hit our own? I think somehow we managed to not actually really hit our own with that shot. There's unbelievable work there. I suppose when you're that close, it's hardly surprising. I can actually hit the edge of the plaza with these guys, but not quite as I'd like. But oh well, it's not the end of the world. Okay, infantry, time for us to start making our way up to the plaza. Just go stand by this burning wreck. Time has come to start shooting our arrows in then, and I don't think they're going to like it very long on this plaza, are they? No, they're going to have to come in. The Plumbatari, at this point, they are quite badly outnumbered. There's an entire line of 6 units of first cohorts for them to attack. Who do you want to go for, lads? Which one is your choice? Whichever one you pick, you're gonna die. Yeah, let's charge at the one where our shields aren't facing the archers. Yeah, maybe go over this way. No? I don't know what all these Steves want to do, but they're going to get themselves... Oh, apparently they're in range and I'm not. That's a bit harsh. There's not really much of an extra bit of height advantage over here. Pretty certain we should have them in range. There we go. Here come the javelins. 60 down to 38, 37. A couple of javelins coming in. They really can't do very much to us. Only the archers have taken a hit here. One man, I think, from each of those. Very little happening. They weren't on the plaza, they would immediately rout. I normally step back a bit, but the archers couldn't actually... Yeah, the archers actually couldn't make it there, so we'll just plough into them. They're wavering. We'll let them take on these guys. We'll just chunk them down. Amusingly, the best way of doing it is just walking back from the plaza line, and then they immediately routed. It's brilliant. Okay, that's another town fallen there. Nice and simple, minimal losses. Better than an auto-resolve on this occasion. So more money in the kitty we could do with that because we just demolished a wall. Simple enough victory at Sinope then. We're just going to send a spy out over here to keep an eye on what's going on from the Armenian region. It's hard to see through these mountain passes. There could be things coming at any point. I'm not too worried. Eastern Roman Turncoat plus 2 commands. Wow, that's pretty good. So Magnentius Vulcanius is looking all the better by the minute. Lovely stuff. He is actually friend of the Emperor after all of his lovely duties, helping out good old Sigavilstus over here. He's getting on a bit now. It's a bit sad, but I tell you what, he can at the very least get himself one more unit of Carriage Ballista. He'll come and help a little bit with the upcoming war. And on the note of these chaps, actually, now we do have ourselves nearly a full stack. I need someone to go and take care of that army, actually. So, Master of Infantry. That's not what I want. I want Master of Horse. Where is my Master of Horse? Actually, Master of the Cavalry is different to Master of Horse. Master of Horse is an old title of the Republic. Can we find anyone who maybe has Master of Horse? Not at the moment. I'll go and find them. I feel like they're the apt person to go lead that force. In an incredibly random move, the Goths decided we want to Quincum, so we're going to attack your force while they besiege the city. This was not the battle I was expecting right now, but there we are. We are going to take on some of the Gothic hordes. Now, we don't have the best army here, but it's perfectly fine. We've got ourselves some onagers. We've got a couple first legion of the cohort, so we should be absolutely fine, I would think. They're pretty much trash. Step horde warriors are actually fairly decent, but nonetheless, I think we should have this battle. Let's go. Straight away, these cavalry are getting slaughtered. We're in a beautiful position up on the hillside here, and I don't think they're going to like this battle at all. Obviously, my ballistas are already getting themselves shot, because why wouldn't they? They're already getting themselves chunked down. So we're just going to pull those guys out of the battle and see how the rest of this goes. What else can we shoot at? We can't shoot anything down there, but we can shoot right into this pile, so I reckon that's what I want to do. Archers, you shoot into those horsemen. That's the word I'm looking for. Horse, source, Norse, Gorse, Inspector Morse, all the same to me. Now, here comes some flaming bolts. Oh, that was a flaming bolt. Yeah, they're slowly getting splattered and plattered. We've already killed 13% of them, and they're only just starting to line up for their charge. So, I wouldn't mind actually getting these chariots out here. These are just step horsemen, but they're not actually archer lads, so we should be able to do a bit of fun work with these chaps. I reckon if I get my Sarmatians out here just to make sure we're protected, that'll be grand. We'll be absolutely fine, I think. Okay, they are properly just coming into us now. Onagers, if you can shoot that warlord, that would be lovely, but I know it's going to be a bit awkward for you right now. We go and aim over in this sort of an area. Those chariots have been completely shot down. Alright, apparently there were some archers over there, and I missed them. So, they are now going to charge in. I actually didn't put us on javelin. Why did I not put us on javelin? Oh, that was stupid. Oh well, it's all fine, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sure we won't have any problem with any of this nonsense. Splatter, splatter, splatter. That will get them all dealt with. Get on top of those, lads. That'll be magnificent. Over here, we're in a good position. You can also throw javelins. Okay, that's good. That is good. General, get yourself in over here. We're going to get these lads in to come and help us. Shoot into those guys. Okay, the Provatores are not necessarily doing well by themselves over there. Our infantry is all just piling on down the hill, and that's not what I want at all. Get us back in position. I didn't put us onto guard mode in this battle. Clearly forgot the guard and the javelins. That's a little bit annoying, but not the end of the world. These lads are potentially in trouble, but they should be able to win that fight. I'm just going to leave them in there, see what they can do. Start heading down the hill, see if we can just start to mop them up a little bit. Not really that bothered about taking down every last one of them, but you might as well get some lovely juicy shots in. So both of you, get your shots in around about those chaps over there. All should be fine. Are these archers chilled? They're fairly relaxed at this point. Okay, no need to worry about any of that then. Okay, we've cleared them off. A few losses, 4% most of the chariots. Could have got a few more javelins in earlier on, but they just don't have the power to really be able to do anything to us here. So if we just go and charge them all down, I'm sure that we will clear them off. Such a clear victory there that he only killed 50 troops, and hopefully we get some of those ballista chariots back, because I would awfully well like them. Yeah, we got 8 back, that's good. Yeah, when it's only areas taking them out, they tend to be fine. So luckily 8 of them are able to fight again. They're not going to take us on anymore. The Goths are pretty simply cleared off on that particular occasion. For some reason, they've taken the troops out of Ephesus to come and give us a poke. Not sure why. I think that definitely plays into our favour. Legio Lanciari and some trash. And then there's Captain Augustus in the rest of it. Well, let's go and take Ephesus. As we get ready for this battle then, let's just marvel at the great feats of technology we can see in front of us. No, not these guys, they're a bad example. No, the boats, we've actually parked them on land, which just really shows our true level of ingenuity in this invasion. Let not be said that we did not take the world further. We've actually got the boat sliding across the land here, glorious stuff. Well, look, the onagers can shoot as well. Look, we can onager me good. Right, you, sir, come over here, try and turn out of that nonsense and get on with this battle. There's some archers back there, so we should probably grab our cavalry and start heading around the back, I reckon. Horse archers, just out to the flanks. We'll be absolutely fine with all this nonsense. If they got in this army anyway, this is the peasants, the Lanciari, and suddenly Mazzane. So trash, 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 and more trash. Lovely! So, if we can just aim for their general, that would be magnificent. And any archers who want to get themselves into this battle will just get themselves shot. So if you ever want to stand still and shoot, we'll kill you. If not, we'll just wait for the onagers to lay the odd hit, like those 5 chaps over there. Went for a nice little flying lesson here on the cliff today. Be lovely. Where is... Oh, there's no Temple of Ephesus, of course. There's the city. There's the mausoleum of Halicarnassus, which is still on the map. And there is a big hit on the Limazzane. They don't like that one jot, do they? They don't like that one jot. Okay, into the archers in the flank here. You guys, throw your javelins. You might as well throw them in on this occasion. Get in, and I reckon they'll break almost instantaneously upon contact, because honestly, why wouldn't they? Now, if my cav can get into their flank, that will certainly end the battle. Yeah, no, they're gone. They are gone. So you guys stop for the moment. Cavalry's just going to get on top of those guys. Infantry, all of you onto guard. I don't want you to actually go anywhere. That is beautiful. Now, as for these guys, do they still want to do this? I think that would be rather silly if they did. But you never know. They could just be utter fools. On the plus side for us... Yeah, on the plus side for us, then, we can go and get our hippos around various flanks. And I don't think these guys are going to escape. I reckon we have a good chance of utterly pasting them with all of our lovely weapons, particularly the onagers, if they decide to, you know, not shoot when I've been telling them not to shoot. So please don't shoot your own lads, that would be lovely. Yeah, otherwise our cav is mopping them up. It's probably worth just setting the arrows now at this point, because the onagers are probably going to shoot us in the back very soon. Yeah, that's way too close for comfort, lads. Let's just stop where we are. We will get them surrounded. Alright, lads, I maybe give up on that. Just charge in. Cavalry, get yourself over here right now. I could really do with us just smashing into them the moment they break. They're eager and shaken. That is fine. We are on skirmish. That's lovely stuff. shoot them down. I want every last one of them killed, and I want to walk straight into this town. None of that nonsense we've had. Try and get ourselves killed on the walls. Just run away. Don't get hit by the javelins. In come the arrows into their backs. They have to give up on all of that nonsense. Yeah, in the back, and they don't like that at all. All my cav then just start charging into the last unit. We're going to wipe the floor with their faces tonight. That's right. That's how we clean the old temple over here. So apparently they're still eager, which is frankly quite surprising. Nonetheless, we're going to get some shots into them as the cavalry charge into the rear, and that should be the end of it. No, they actually want to fight for a moment. Well, that's interesting, isn't it? You know what, guys? Just pull yourself in. That's fine. We'll just make sure every last one of them goes down. Marvellous stuff, yeah. 7 left remaining. We will get all of those killed. 444 AD. I hadn't even noticed the year. Was that lovely? So, with that, that's Ephesus clear. We'll march into there momentarily. There's rioting in Dalrida, obviously, because it is a useless place. So, exterminate another set of populace. That is grand. We'll go and kill this boat. Good news. And with Ephesus captured, that is, well, a good chunk of Asia Minor as well. We have this little force wandering, but frankly, I don't think they're going to be able to do an awfully large amount. We didn't actually get any of our chariot ballista back. Was that this battle? No, that was a different battle. That's fine. I've just gone a little bit mad. Okay, so what have we got? A few men just straggling around. We'll pick those off. I won't worry about that. Pick these guys off as well. But otherwise, we've captured a wonder. Mausoleum at Halicarnassus. I wish I had this a little bit earlier, but I do now. Sadly, I think I mentioned this before on the channel, but sadly it is just literally the groundworks that remain of this building here today. But when I went there a few years back, one day Bodrum by the way, they were planning, it's a beautiful bay, and they were planning to build a kind of a glass house version of it. So you still had that kind of striking image of it on the shorefront as you come into the bay. I think I had a little trip from Rhodes, and it is a glorious little position. It's right, I don't know if it's right about there. This is obviously isn't completely accurate geography, but it's a beautiful little position, and I guess the idea is obviously not making it out of the marble again, because then it might confuse people as it's the real, or if it's a modern remake. But if you make it out of this sort of shining glass they're planning to, with lots of sort of colours and brightness, it might kind of at least give that effect of just how striking it would be to come into port and see this magnificent building. So I like the idea of that happening. Whether it will happen is another matter. Probably a good chance that's just them blathering on, and it might not ever happen. But I hope so. Turkey has certainly, as a nation, been harking back to more of its history. Obviously, particularly more the Ottoman history. Seems to be something that they like to be doing at the moment. But you know, I reckon bringing back something like the Muslim at Halicarnassus, that's a fantastic old bit of tribute you can do to the ancient world, and I reckon that will bring in some tourists if we ever get back to normality in this world. So lovely stuff. We'll get some mines. Why they haven't built those, I never know. We'll just retrain all of that. We'll get some priests, because it's always fun to have some priests in the army. And Cairo has probably chilled out a little bit since before. Lovely. Yearly gains and races, we'll put it on to normal tax rate. And our spike just start heading off in this direction. That is marvellous. Well, things are very much coming together. We'll just have a little quick look on what the Goths are up to. We obviously didn't really take too many knocks in this battle, so we're fine. I reckon then we definitely need to be getting all of these here chariots heading up north and joining all together. Yep, I didn't realise I only sent one originally. All of them, please, to the same spot. That is 19 units of heavy chariot, carriage ballista chariots. That is glorious, glorious stuff indeed. And I did say I would find the leader of the household cavalry. If I do, then if I do find him in time, we'll send him along to join this army. Oh, I'm looking forward to this. I think the Gothic Horde might be the perfect victim. Perhaps a good place to finish off for today then is the capture of Jerusalem. They have sallied forth to attack us, and I think with Jerusalem falling, we will really see that their heartlands has collapsed over in the east. So what do they have? Well, not a lot. 2 units of Plumbitari, whatever's in the city, which is the 3 units of first cohort. And this 16-year-old who obviously has dropped out of the sky and into the city just in time to die. In some ways it's a bit annoying, in some ways it's just hilariously bad timing. So, to your death you go then, sir. Really can't imagine this battle going very well for these lads, to be honest. They are obviously walking straight through the gauntlet. There is Jerusalem, presumably the Dead Sea in the background. Lovely place to visit, by the way, it's Jerusalem. Do obviously be careful with passport and things. There can be some issues in the region there of if you've been to neighbouring countries that necessarily let you in, particularly between obviously Israel and some of the Islamic nations around there who don't necessarily get on all that well. Although, I mean, when I went back in 2008, it was pretty easy to cross the border between like Egypt and Jordan and Israel. Not really a problem, but yeah, since the Arab Spring, it's a bit more difficult. But I would highly recommend going to Jerusalem. It's a very interesting place. We'll get a couple javelins thrown into these guys and finish them off, by the way. But yes, the Wailing Wall was particularly striking. So yeah, well worth a visit. Definitely, but yes, I think we'll be visiting it by the end of this day because I don't think these guys are going to survive this battle, frankly. So I think all missiles can stop for the time being. That'll be lovely. So just all of you just stop wasting your ammo. We're going to mop them up with these chaps. Lovely stuff. We'll wait for the second army to arrive. They don't have a lovely view walking up this hill, do they? No, especially when you have flaming orange shots in your face. They are first cohorts, though, so they can do an awful lot of damage, but these ones are getting heavily damaged before they even make it. So that very much works in my favour. Try and hit these guys at the front. The ballistas doing their work. Archers in the back. You guys, if you can deal with the archers, that would be magnificent. I think they're not going to be very happy. That's another big splatter. Okay. Yeah, their cav has turned around to meet ours. That's fine. We will just swing around, try and get some shots in. If they want to aim at my chariots, they are kind of a bit mad, if I'm honest. But yeah, they're not going to last very long, are they? Let's get a lovely cav around here. We will get them to go and meet our other cav and our camels, of course. It's a good place for the camels to come. Look at that amazing work there. Swung around the camera. Let's get all these camels into battle. They don't want to do it, no. They saw the camels and they decided it was a good time to flee. Oh no, my chariots! They weren't on flee! Why were they not on flee? Why have they decided to go chase down my chariots of all the units in the world? Fine, General, go and march on that chap. Clear him out. General is not going to be happy. He is going. He is fleeing. Archers, all of you, get him now while you've got the opportunity. That is the battle. Damn and blast. The city's going to be... Alright, we won't get into Jerusalem tonight because I got them all routing way too quickly. Oops. 110 left though. Obviously they don't get to pick up any of their wounded on the battlefield. So yeah, a bit of experience. But most importantly, we lost almost nothing in the process. Apart from the obligatory, you know, ballista chariots, of course. So, Gov's wandering. That's not really a problem because, of course... okay. Yeah, that's not really a problem because, of course, we have this army moving over here. Over to the bridge. That is a hilarious place for them to stand, by the way. Over on the bridge. For now, we'll put you in charge of the force. But we'll see about that in time. Claudia has passed away. That is deeply sad, apparently. I have no idea who she is and who she's married to. But she is gone. Now, Jerusalem then. We might as well march in today since we've almost all entirely killed it already. That's Jerusalem. That is smashed up. Honestly, Philadelphia we could just walk into next turn if we indeed wanted to. Petra down here is almost completely unguarded. Yep, that's not doing very well. And as for Alexandria, we might as well get ourselves a unit or two because it's not going to be the happiest town in the world, is it? Might as well make sure we look after it. You so get into Jerusalem. As for these fleets, get yourself across, just clear them all out. Get this sea controlled by us. That's what you want to see. You are in the corner. That is grand. We can't actually get to that boat anymore, but they at least can't get out either. Salamis. There are actually a few troops there, which is surprising, and a few armies around here. But where is their one major force? Where is it? I don't know. And maybe they just don't have one major force altogether. We'll have to see where it is. But I think we'll probably leave it here for now, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a successful day. I probably need to do a little bit of housekeeping, pick off a few little rebel forces that are around, pick off the odd little army, and of course start heading across to the next towns, because it does look awfully like Sinop over here is just waiting to send its army off in the southerly direction. So I'll tell you what, sir, if you move over here, lovely, we'll put that under siege, and I reckon we can get the rest of our army to go and join them now. And to be honest, you know what, let's just take it now. Just take it. It's actually the Emperor in here, actually the Emperor, so we'll just have him taken out, and that's another settlement. Honestly, we are steamrolling them now. It's supposed to be the end of the video. You know what? We will end it here though. With Asia Minor falling, and with some of their heartland in Alexandria, Antioch, Jerusalem falling, honestly, they are out of big cities by and large. Sidon, Salamis, yeah, they're large, but they're not really these places. We've got the best infrastructure now, which means we can kick on and completely finish this war. I think next time then, ladies and gents, might be the grand finale. We may well do a little follow-up series after that. I didn't realise Hatcher had been taken. There we are, interesting. We might well do a little follow-up epilogue or two afterwards, but I think next time will be the end of that. Next time, what we can look forward to is obviously the Chariot Ballista army headed in to the Gothic Horde. Why not, eh? Why not? That'd be marvellous. Quincum naturally will fall. We'll have to go and take Tarsus, Philadelphia, Sidon, Salamis, and maybe we'll go and take Armenia. I don't know about all of that. We'll see what we can plough through. But I think, realistically, without any proper fight being put up by the Eastern Empire, we won't make it drag on forever. But we certainly will go and recollect the proper Roman Empire all under one banner once again. So do come and join me for that. It does look like I am now dominant even in the seas, or at least largely at the seas as well. So I reckon that the game is pretty much over here. Will we see Sigivoltus the Mean pass away? I don't think he will actually. I think he might just survive to see the Empire come together. And we will remember our great triad of leaders. Oh yes, Appius the Great, Appius Rex, and his son, who was it, Sextus Rex, because the other one got killed in the Battle of Rome, didn't he? So Sextus Rex managed to stabilise the Empire, managed to make us the official legitimate Western Empire. And then, of course, Sigivoltus has led us on this grand campaign on the East. It was heavily planned by Sextus. Sigivoltus has seen it come to fruition. He's probably going to just have a little jog out of Constantinople with his chariots and make sure he finishes it all off. But that will be next time. For now, I'll leave you then. I'm Thomas, this is Nurse to Human, and this has been our Western Empire Rebel Campaign. Thank you, and goodbye. Execute. Sorry! A lot of arrows coming in. That's a lot of jam. The red line of doom is not your friend anymore, sir. No, it is not. No, it is not. Go!